What's up? It's Chris from StonefoxMedia. And unless you've been living underneath the rock for the last 24 hours, you probably heard that, ReviewTechUSA basically came out and said it's all doom and gloom for the next generation consoles. But this is not necessarily true. I came on a video and where I said that no one knows what's going on. That this is total BS. And you know what? I stand by that. Because normally, some people go out there and they say, oh man, someone said it, so it's got to be true. See, the majority of the time when I make a video, I provide visual evidence as to why I believe what I believe. When some people get butthurt and want to cry like babies and call people names because they have nothing else better to do. And yes, I'm referring, for those of you who do not know, some person named Fat Bastard 39,000, some unimportant person. Maybe you've never heard of him. He kind of looks like Carl Winslow in a beanie cap. But when people come out and say things like threatening to slap people as if they ever could, they look like idiots. And so I'm going to never think about this person because you don't mean shit to me. So moving on in the actual news. So Albert Penello basically came out and tried to dispel some of the rumors by saying next generation rumors are clouding logic and reason. There's nothing going on behind the scenes nearly as interesting as everyone would like to believe. Basically, he also went on to say, we're about a month away from launch and people are working hard to finalize the last of the bugs. There are still a lot of things left to be done. We're crunching, and I'm sure Sony's crunching too. I know people are all excited. I'm sorry, but things are nowhere near as dire or dramatic or exciting as everyone would like to believe. That's why I'm not commenting on every single random rumor that comes out along, because everything I see is drastically overblown versus reality. And then, this prompted a response from Phil Spencer, who also went on to say, he was asked, this thing is toxic and, you guys are just letting this thing happen. He went on and said, Truth Games are in certification right now, and we are playing SP and MP nightly. Anyone who can post stuff to the web. He also went on to say there are, tons of video games running. Rise, video from last week. We have SUVs driving around with playables and, demos, which would be awesome if they didn't have that one video where, it failed to, start for like a good 10 minutes. It's not as bad as people believe, okay? I was not fanboying for Sony, okay? I was fanboying for the whole entire gaming industry as a whole, okay? No one knows what's going on with Microsoft and Sony right now. No one knows all the things that's going on in the background. No anonymous sources, Madonna, Beyonce, Meatloaf. No one knows what's really going on back there, okay? A lot of demo units aren't perfect, and they have not been updated, and there's a lot of shit going on in the background that no one knows. Right before play starts, everyone is fucking running around with chickens with their head cut off, and everything fucking sucks. So let's calm down and give them a fucking chance, okay? Now, moving on in this whole entire article thing, because we all know that, all the latest games are coming out right now. Battlefield, Assassin's Creed, and there's a shitload of games going on right now, so people aren't going to be sleeping very much this weekend. Okay, so we all know the whole entire launch video came out where, people were, evaluating the differences between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One version, and for the most part, the PlayStation came out on top in terms of actual specs. However, let me say this, even though it may be running at 720p on the Xbox One dev kit and, 900p on the whole PS4 dev kit, I have to admit that the, Battlefield game does look better on the Xbox One. I don't know how they're upscaling it and how they're working, but their shading and lighting is just a little bit better. So it's not necessarily all about, the frames per second and all this other good stuff, because Sony wins on that front. No one can deny that. Okay, fanboy or not, you can't deny it. But it does look better on the Xbox One. It just does. So when people jump all over the system saying, oh man, it's a hot mess, these games are going to be in the beginning of their life cycle for like a while, for about a good year before all the 1080p, 60 frames per second games come out, and PC will be king and have better specs and better resolution. We all know this. So let's calm down and not run off and do crazy rants and threaten to slap people because you had nothing else better to do with your time in your frozen cold basement with your stupid fucking beanie cap on. Maybe you can't afford heat. I don't know. But that's not my fucking problem. Okay, if you want to run off to go get a Wii U, go right ahead. Okay, I had a Wii U, it sucked balls, I turned it in. That's neither here nor there. But we all know that, you know, when all these games come out, they're gonna have a little bit of issues. Okay, they're gonna, you know, not run as perfectly, and you're gonna have shading issues, and you know. But I am worried about, you know, the actual operating systems and how they're gonna work, and how is everything gonna be smooth and accurate and good to look at. Are the games gonna be fucking fun? Okay, I don't know how online play is gonna work, but I find it hard to believe that, you know, Microsoft, who has one of the best online multiplayers in existence, okay, all of a sudden said, hey, we're going to add about 300,000 servers, and now all of our online play is just going to fucking suck. I'm not buying it, okay? I'm just not fucking believing it. So, you know, let's give them a chance. Let's see what happens. I'm sure they're working out all the bugs, and everything's going to turn out all lovely perfect. That's about all the news I got for y'all today. I will be coming out with a video later on, because apparently Microsoft is coming out with some new fucking terms of use thing where you have to update your private information and you have to keep everything up to date for reasons, for security or whatever. I would prefer if they didn't do this shit right fucking now, because it's not great timing. There's not a lot of good press going on for Microsoft and Sony, because they're both got, you know, issues. One has issues talking about overheating, another has issues talking about the operating system. So it's just a fucking hot mess right now. So everyone needs to back off. Give them a second. I will give them a second. Okay, I'm hard pressed right now to go out and go buy this Black Flag and you know, the freaking Battlefield game right now, because I know they're out right now. I know I want to play them right now. Although I paid them off on all my next generation consoles already. I had to do it. I'm ready for next gen. I'm sure everybody's ready for fucking next gen, because we're sick and tired of having the same fucking game consoles for 8 fucking years. Which begs me to wonder why people have not finished all these games and all this other shit yet. Because they only had 8 years to make them. These consoles were around for quite some time. You probably should have been working on the bugs about last year. I don't know. But that's all I got for today. I got to watch this Miami Heat game and go fucking buy all these damn game consoles and shit. And for those of you who are wondering if I just go off and just fanboy for Sony right now, that's not the case. Okay, from what I can see. If you have a team, let's say the Kansas City Chiefs are like undefeated, and you have a team that, you know, keeps messing up every now and again, it's kind of hard to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs right now, because right now they're not doing that much. Okay, they're having some fuck-ups. They're not perfect by any means. But when people are fucking up on a regular basis, like weekly, you find some random shit and getting told it's a 720 machine and all this other shit, you have to go, come on, man. Come on. Let's step it up just a little bit. Let's keep things a little bit more quiet. So I don't necessarily believe anonymous sources, because everyone's been debunking this story. I have nothing against ReviewTechUSA. Nothing at all. I've been a sub of his for over a year. So I've been a fan of his for a long fucking time. So it's not me hating on ReviewTechUSA, for those of you who want to know. I just had a disagreement with what he said. And I did send it to him. I said, hey, this is fucked up. You should apologize. Not because you apologize because you're a bad boy, but because some of the stuff was inaccurate. Okay? It was. They came out and said, hey, this game's going to be running 1080p on PS4, Call of Duty Ghosts. 2 days later, he gets a thing saying it's going to be 720. That automatically debunks some of your fucking sources. It just does. Okay? It's not rocket science. But anyway, I'll holler at y'all later.